as only 2.5% of the population, how do people understand Native people? It's like I ask students, how many of you see African Americans? How many of you see Latinos walking down Holloway or on campus? Or how many see Asian Americans? And, they all were raising their hands. And then when I ask about Native students, very few people raise their hand.
I took a Native American history class in a junior college, and they were like, oh, California natives. I was like, dude, awesome, I'm California native. And the teacher was like, no, all California natives are extinct. I'm like, that's totally not true. I'm right here. My cousin's right over there. So to be seen as, an Esalen member, to have your representation, it's incredibly important because we're not a people of the past. We're currently right here, still living the same story, but with different surroundings.
Gosh, there's so many ways I think that we can think about urban Indian identity today. A lot of people say that Native people are vanishing or disappearing, that we're invisible. And where do you recognize this, I think, these days? Often people are looking for the image they see on television.
This is a good game. But if he crosses our river, shoot.
The image they're expecting is the long hair, the braids, particular color, jewelry, like fixed in time, right? As if we walk around wearing, dream catchers or turquoise all the time, and that's all there is to us. And so I think those things lead, though, to erasures, right, of who we are.
When you cut people off from their identity, of course, there are going to be mental health problems that are going to follow from that. My own father was in a Catholic boarding school with a lot of other tribal members. They lost the language. They were forced into Catholicism, which was a pretty brutal version of Christianity, at least as they experienced it. And that manifested itself in my own life in ways that weren't always fun, because my dad and many from his generation came out of those experiences damaged. So this is a map of our reservation, and we're trying right now to get some of it returned. So if you looked at those maps,
this question about mental health makes me think about internalized oppression. The condition where, since you're not represented, maybe at the times that somebody is talking about members of your community, it's about something negative or derogatory. So this affects our mental health, because then we might start thinking of ourselves in negative ways. It is a way that oppression is carried out, where we no longer need an outside force to bring us down, that we have already came to believe the negativity that has been said about us, our communities.
There's a certain amount of depression that comes along with having to fight that battle day in and day out, 15 weeks every semester. And they turn inward and they will ask the question, or make the assumption that it must be me. I'm the one with the problem. I'm the one that's different. I'm the one, and I hear this all the time. I usually have to get on even grad students about this one. I don't deserve to be here. And that is a problem that only clear pedagogy can help fix. You have to have on campuses a student support service, an entity that actually says to that student, I see you, I understand. What you're going through, every other Native person, unfortunately, every other Native person has gone through it. This is your challenge.
My name's Nicholas. I'm the chair of SKIMS for the Student Council of
it feels good to be able to like, I guess guide would be the word, to be able to guide people in like prayer and like just different philosophies and ways of viewing the world. And the powwows, they're not just a festival, they're actually like indigenous resistance. There's times in history where Native Americans weren't even allowed to powwow, and SF State was one of the first to like lead this resistance. So it's more than just throwing a concert or throwing a party or throwing like a fiesta kind of thing.
Powwow, in many ways, is not different from anybody else's dancing or singing, right? Where you get together to mark certain maybe moments in a calendar. You get together to mark certain moments in genealogical history, right? Marking moments in time. Powwow is a way of keeping track. Instead of necessarily writing it out, you're keeping track through songs. The songs are the books. On that first level, when people get into it, it has to be on that come have a good time. And what gets added on top of the good time are those responsibilities of listening. Right, that responsibility of making the sounds with that feeling of reverence, with that feeling of appreciation, right? So that it's not a touristic thing, it's not an appropriative thing, it's a participatory thing.
And so many non-native people, so many people growing up in the Western tradition are so quick to give their opinion, cut people off, be short with people, and not truly listen to someone else's experience. You know, a good friend of mine, he's Yaqui, and his family said to him, his parents always said, oh, you know, Creator gave us 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth for a reason. So we need to listen, look, and then first, and then speak.
So in Skins, we have a lot of Indigenous students and non-Indigenous students, and when we ask the group, why are you in Skins, a lot of the non-Indigenous students say because they consider themselves allies. Either you can go out and help with tribes like recognition or just sovereignty, or you can do something as small as like, you know, not representing like the Cleveland Indians or the Washington Redskins kind of stuff.
How many people are still learning about pilgrims and, you know, Indians at Thanksgiving, or like the gold rush, or being taught that, or also being taught about the missions, right?
I think education is a key to liberation. Of course, I would say that because I'm a teacher and I truly believe in it. And it's not just education of what you are learning from experts who have studied. It's education where you really can unlearn a lot of the lies that you've been told.
I think on a world point of view is let Indigenous education and knowledge be put in the history books. And on a smaller level, educate yourself on which area you're in and who the people who were here beforehand. Natives have had a hard history here, and if you know a little bit about it, like maybe stand up for some Native folks. We're just trying to maintain our identity, let people know that we're still here. And that we haven't been erased, even though history books have tried very hard to eradicate us.
Hi guys. This is a song that's my medicine. It's medicine for anybody here who is hurting. We're a zombie holocaust, and we want you to dance with us. Here we go.
We want to say we're colorblind. I tell students it is not better to live in a colorblind society, Because if you say you don't see my color, it's like if you say, I don't see your gender either, I just see a human being. What you're really saying is a part of me is invisible. I don't want to be invisible. I want you to see who I am as a person, and I want you to respect it. I want you to learn about it, because when I see you, I want to know who you are as a person.